morning.
Yeah, I just want to say good morning, Trinity. Good morning, Will. It's Sippy here, and good morning to this other gentleman, Brack. How are we doing today?
What's up, brother?
Absolutely wonderful. What do
Hey,
you
so
got?
I am preparing for the birth of my first child. My daughter will be born hopefully on or around November 19th. And
Congratulations.
thank you. And so I just wanted to ask, one of the things that I'm a bit nervous about is how to raise my daughter. Um, as because obviously, if I was having a son, I feel like I would just as a man, have more knowledge and experience from which to raise and to impart on him. But for a daughter, I'm going to be, my inclination is to rely heavily on my wife and to be confident in the woman that I selected to be the mother of my child so that she can teach our daughter how to become a woman. I just wanted to know your guys' thoughts on that and maybe expounding a little bit more about my role as her father.
Mm. Well,
Will,
I was
since you
strongly,
since you're a male with a girl, I'm
I was strongly, I was strongly encourage you not to do that. You're the most pivotal piece of that child's upbringing. If you pass the responsibility over to your wife, you are asking her to do something that she may not be equipped to do. And I would just go out on a limb and say she's not equipped to do. I don't know your wife. You seem to be a smart individual. I like the conversations you and I have. So I will look at you and say, from what I know of you, I would just go out on a limb and say you're a man. That being said, your daughter's not going to learn love from your wife. She's going to learn love from you. Your daughter's not going to learn. She shouldn't be trying to figure out how to protect herself from her mother. She should be learning that from you. She shouldn't be learning how to be submissive from your mom, her mom per se. She's going to watch her mom, but she's going to learn it from you. It's your responsibility to teach her these things in conjunction with your wife as your support system to reinforce those things. But you're the head. If your daughter fails in life, they're going to look at you. They're going to say, where was her dad? They're not going to say, where was her mother?
Every time.
You are the piece of the puzzle that is needed. Now, in her adolescent years, I shouldn't even say her adolescent years because the whole 18 years is adolescent. But those first 5 years, it is imperable. And, like, I mean, it's not imperable. What the hell is that? It is,
Imperative.
yeah, it's imperative that your wife be in her life to its full capacity, her full capacity. The first 7 years, in my opinion, is the best time for a child to be with their mother. Not exclusively with their mother, but if you had to pick and choose one, I would say choose the mother. If I had to get rid of one parent, I would get rid of the father. And the unfortunate part about it is I would be exposing that kid to safety. I mean, their safety will be in jeopardy. But that would be a risk I would have to take because a father is not equipped to give the kid the nurturing that they need at those very early stages. First of all, we don't have breasts. We can't feed children the most nutritional thing on the planet, which is her mother's boobs. So your wife is more imperable now. I mean, damn. Say it again,
Imp-
right?
Imperative. You like me,
Imperative.
you need some
I'm,
coffee.
I'm having I didn't get much sleep last night. So, anyways, that's what I would tell you at this early stage. But once that baby hits 7, that's on you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Will. And
and
I
if
didn't
I
mean
may,
to go ahead, ma'am.
so from my perspective, I will agree with Will. I gave my daughter's father custody of our daughter when she was 12, and it's because he was, he was better equipped for her at that age. Hold on one second. Hi, how can I help you?
What's good today?
Hold on one second, guys. Sippy, you can continue saying what you were going to say to Will. Let
I'll
me
come
finish.
up last to question about raising his daughter. 27 years of marriage. My daughter now is she made 35 in August. So I'll give my little 2 cents on the end.
Sure, sure. Yeah, when I talked about kind of relying on my wife to, you know, to help raise our daughter, yeah, I didn't mean to speak as if I would neglect or have my wife, take on most of that. I just meant in the same way that, a father teaches his son how to be a man, I'm expecting my wife as well to through her example show our daughter how to be a woman.
Oh, no,
Um,
no doubt, no doubt. They
okay.
definitely will do a better job at that. I watched for 27 years of marriage how my wife taught my daughter. And I'll just use one quick example to turn it back over to Trinity. My wife was a very good listener. I realized my wife 10 years ago. Me and my daughter, after that, uh, I don't know, a year or two later, probably the same, probably within the same year, she turns to me and she says to me, "Daddy, won't you just listen to what I have to say like Mama did?" Now, if that didn't make an impact into her life, I don't know what did. So it's very important that you have a balance between the woman and the man. I'm glad Will made that distinction in the nurturing. He was talking nurturing on a physical, the breast, milk, et cetera, and some other physical things. Not that Will doesn't know about nurturing in the spirit. That's where you step in. Ephesians, the 6th chapter, somewhere around verse 3, I think. Ephesians 6 and 3, somewhere up in there. Paul says to the husbands, um, raise up your children in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Two adjectives, those are two powerful directives for a man and raising up, nurturing his children, be they male or female. And so I'll rest my plane right there and maybe come back on the end. But yeah, 27 years of marriage and my daughter's 35. I think I got a little bit to say.
Maybe a little bit.
Just a
Yeah, sure.
Little
No, that's
bit.
why I'm asking. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
so with
asking.
me, when my daughter was 12, I gave her to her father. And I did that because I knew two things. One, I was having a mental breakdown, okay? And I couldn't focus on her because I couldn't focus at all. You understand? But two, I understood that she was also at a time in her life where he would be more beneficial to her than I would be. I I lived with my dad when I was 12. So, and I gained a lot of understanding, and my dad showed me what, love looks like from a man, and everything like that. And he was a great discipliner. And so I did that with my daughter. And I'm glad. Unfortunately, he passed away 4 years later. But even then, they had that time together. Now, what's funny was when she first left, I got a lot of backlash from a lot of women who asked me, why would I do that? Why would I give her to him?
You got backlash from a lot of losers. Just call them what they are.
Chicks, right? So I'm
Losers.
like, because that's her freaking father. Like, why would I make a baby with a guy I didn't trust her caring? That doesn't
It
make sense
it
to me.
don't matter. It don't matter if you do trust him or not, Trinity. He's forced to trust you with her. People
Absolutely.
people people never think is anything wrong with trusting the mother with the child because that's Sippy. I'm sorry, Trinity. I'm gonna let you
No, go
finish.
ahead, no,
I want
no, go ahead, take it away.
Sippy. That's one telltale sign that it's your responsibility. The world is backwards. The world is twisted on the axis right now and is spinning in the wrong direction. They're trying to do everything in reverse as how it should be done. You should be that child's primary caregiver. Again, not in the early ages, not in the early ages. But when that kid, we have a very short time to prepare for this thing called life. A kid is supposed to leave your home in the modern times at 18 and live the rest of their life. That could be one day, that can be 80, 90 years. How much time do you think it takes to prepare someone for a 90-year journey?
A lifetime.
Well, I wouldn't
I
say
have
a
no
lifetime.
idea. I have no
I,
idea.
I wouldn't say a lifetime. According to modern standards, it's 18, right? We
Right,
have a,
right. I mean, I don't live by, I mean, you know this about me, I reject a lot of, the culture and the societal norms. I'm 27 years old and I see my parents and talk to my parents, several times a week. And so that's the only reason why I said lifetime is just because, that's what I believe. And I still draw on wisdom from my parents. I still respect them as my parents. And actually, I would say that I'm learning how to be a better son, as I get older. And so I would want nothing but the same, for my kids to be raised in a way where they could still respect me and I could still have that, role in their lives, even beyond 18.
well, yeah, that's the part. Oh, Sippy, you didn't hear what I read to Brack and Trinity. Um, I'll read it to you in 1 second and they'll touch on what you just said. Hold on 1 second. Y'all go ahead,
Sure,
bro.
yeah. And just to add on that, when you think about it, most of the time that a parent is spent after the child is out of the home.
True. But you know what? Also to answer your question about what can you teach your daughter, when a father protects his child, his daughter, his children, he's teaching his children protection. So he teaches his son what protection looks like, right? And he teaches his daughter what protection feels like. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Big sense.
yeah, big time.
Big sense.
Because women, we process the world through our feelings, whereas men
Oh,
process
yes,
the
ma'am.
world through logic.
Yes, ma'am. And you
Okay?
combine the two, and you got a powerful teaching team. That's why, yeah, that's
Absolutely.
why my slogan or whatever y'all call it on my profile, I think I talk about staying in my lane and trying to keep myself drama free as much as possible. You
Hmm.
know, yeah.
Yeah, because like what my father taught me was uh, provision, right? Because even after they got divorced, I spent every weekend at my dad's house. My dad paid for my tuition. My dad paid for every expense that my childhood developed. Okay, piano lessons, ballet, tap, all that crap. So my dad taught me what a provider looks like. I want something fun. I want to have something. He provided it for me. My father also taught me what it looked like to protect me. He owned a nice little rifle, right? So I felt protected. I didn't have to see him protect me. You
Hmm.
understand? I
But
just
you
had to
you felt it,
feel
yeah.
protect. Right.
And your
So
feelings
my dad, I never. Go ahead.
your feelings go with you, don't they?
Yeah.
So they will serve you. They go that key word again, serve, servitude.
Hmm.
It will serve you regardless to where he is or where you are. You still got a piece of him with you.
Yeah, even today, I know what a sense of protection feels like. So now I feel protected. You know, another thing that my dad showed me, which I think was most vital, was how he spoke to me. He knew me. My mom would yell at me, my siblings would yell at me, and I would start crying. And he would yell at them, "Stop yelling at the girl. What's wrong with you? You don't have to yell at her." He'd be like, "Come here. It's all right." And then he'll talk to me in a way that I will be receptive to the discipline.
Hmm.
So he taught me how I, you know, how if you say it in a way that I'm not afraid or hurt, I can be I can be produceful. I have to feel comfortable. I have to feel comforted, comfortable. You can't yell at me into submission. You can't beat me into submission. It's going to only make me more fearful,
Mm.
So that's what I learned from my dad.